fuck. I think it's true. And I think it's fucked because it's the most difficult thing to do. Silence is, for our generation, at least for me, I'm 22, is the most scary thing ever. If I'm not, I can't with my AirPods. If I'm not wearing my AirPods, listening to music, calling with someone, watching a video, basically silencing my thoughts, it's scary. Like if I go for a walk without any stimulation, you're getting confronted with your thoughts. And that is scary because we are getting used to silencing our thoughts so much that now that silence is scary to you. And I've had this so much, and I try to work on this all the time, but it's still difficult. Walks help for this. Deep work sessions with like just how do you call it? Like those noises, like certain frequencies that you're listening to. This helps to keep you in the deep work. But in general, what I notice, if I don't give myself that silence to let my brain speak and to process those thoughts, then at night when I'm trying to sleep and I'm forced to have silence, like I'm not blasting music or like I'm wearing AirPods, listening to something, trying to go to sleep. If I'm forced to be in silence, then my brain will do it. So let's say I want to go to bed at 1 a.m. I just can't because my brain still has to process those thoughts. And I will just be very messy and still awake and turned on. And I have to think about it, I have to process stuff before I can go to sleep because my body just won't allow me to get to sleep. So that's usually when people say I can't sleep. It's usually not the amount of caffeine or the timing of the caffeine or that you just ate before you go to bed or that you woke up slightly different timing than yesterday. It's most of the time just unprocessed thoughts that are keeping you awake. So that's one thing. It helps with that. And in general, we are building a $1 billion company. We are a startup. We made 220K last month. And right now, we are trying to scale to 10 million a month within 2 years. And that requires a lot of work, that requires a lot of stress, but also a lot of breakthroughs. And if you are an entrepreneur like me, or you just have high ambitions and you want to achieve great stuff, then your thoughts are a miracle. It's like magic. Give yourself half an hour to just think about stuff and you'll get to crazy ideas, creative breakthroughs, patterns that you're recognizing that you didn't recognize for months just because you allow yourself to think about it and to look at it. Like that's why people put themselves in a silent room or they go on a flight without any distractions and they just think and they close themselves off in a room or in an office or they go for a walk for like 60 minutes. That's when you come up with ideas. Yes, you need the busy work. Yes, you need to put effort and move mountains, but you also need to be in silence. Because if you're working on something that is low leverage and you find in that 30 minutes of thinking, you find something that can 10x your leverage, or you hire someone that you can delegate to, and so you become 10 times more productive, then those 30 minutes of thinking just cost 50 times more productivity than a full work week, like full 40 hours of work just with those 30 minutes, because you change what you're working on. If someone is running let me give a good example. If you're eating a lot of like pork doesn't have that much protein. Meat and chicken, mainly chicken, has a lot of protein. Those things have leverage. It's just what do you decide? What path do you decide to take to get where you want? You can get super muscular legs by just running a lot, but you can also just lift, like you just can do squats and leg extension and whatever. It is how you work on it to get there. You can become a millionaire by making music, but you can also sell solutions to make music to other artists and become a millionaire that way. That's way quicker. But those breakthroughs and thinking about all those things and getting to your goal, sometimes the route is unclear and you have to give yourself time to think about it. How do I get there? Like you can keep on eating pork to get your protein, but if you never find out that ground beef or that chicken has more protein and you enjoy eating that more, or you do some research about it, or you notice a pattern that this causes a lot of unhappiness in your life, that you're eating stuff that you don't like. If you don't recognize that pattern, you never give yourself time to think about it, then it will take you like twice as long to get to your goal. It's literally everywhere in life. So even if you're not in business, to get where you want, if you want a loving relationship, you can go with the traumas and with other problems that you currently have, and you can try to find someone that has like equally worse traumas and as just tends to have like the other side of the coin, and so you match. Or you can work on your traumas and work on your past and process that stuff, so you become more of a healthy person with a more of a better wealthy, more of a well-being, better well-being, and so it's easier for you to get a healthy relationship. And so it would maybe take you a year to get into a solid relationship. Or if you're trying to deal with all those traumas and the relationship at the same time, it might take you 5 or 10 years, and you might even get a divorce in within 15 years because you never processed that stuff. So you can still get to the point of marriage with those traumas, but solving that would just make it way quicker. That's leverage. That's, if you don't understand leverage, it will take you so long to get to your goals. And that is made in time, in silence. Think about those things. Give yourself time to think about it. Because yes, you can keep on working, you can keep on listening to music. And yes, you can do high volume of videos. Like if I make those videos, I can make them 50 minutes long every single day. But if I don't slightly change the strategy, they will never increase in views. So I would need to think about it and look at it and give myself some time to process and think and slightly change the strategy. And that way I will get to my goals quicker. I can keep on putting volume and volume and volume, but it would never bring me to my goal if I don't slightly change the angle to get there quicker. Yeah, it will maybe bring me there in 20 years, or it would get me there in 6 months if I schedule some thinking. That's what I'm doing now, is schedule thinking blocks. Like I go for a walk, no AirPods, phone on airplane mode, 60 minutes, think. What is the biggest problem that I'm struggling with right now? What do I put the most effort in, or what am I most unhappy with? What am I going to do? Good example, relationships. I'm trying to date this girl now. I will fly to her in 2 weeks because she lives on the other side of the world. So I will fly there. It's better for business as well because she's in the right time zone and she's in a country that I want to stay in. But I don't have any knowledge about relationships. I never had a relationship. I only slept with girls casually. So I don't know how to maintain a relationship. I don't know how that works. So I listened to like 4 or 5 hours of relationships videos from Alex Hormozi and Leila Hormozi. And like there's this black guy with his afro. He's making videos about relationships as well. Really good videos. I can recommend both. I just completely get obsessed over those videos because it was the main point of leverage. Because if I now get rid of the degenerate girls and I get into a solid relationship and I work on my past and my traumas, then that relationship will give me so much power and give me so much mental clarity and shit and more motivation to get to my goals quicker. So it is a high leverage thing to work on. I know that if I don't work on myself before I get into that relationship, I will self-sabotage and I will ruin it. So like then I will break up with her and I will get trouble and I will take more time to go to my goals because I will have heartbreak and I will be sad, I will be crying, blah, blah, blah. So it will take me longer. I'm just efficiency maxing. So I took like 2 or 3 days and I just completely obsessed over that relationship thing because I noticed in my brain that this was the biggest thing that I had to work on because that was the closest thing that I had the least knowledge about. But I got that breakthrough from thinking about it. And I noticed that I was like, okay, fuck, this is high leverage. This is important, but I don't know anything. So this is my solution. I solved this. I recognize patterns in those relationship videos. So I now know what to do. So now I'm listening to Founder podcast about Elon Musk. I think Rockefeller is the next one. Moises recommended me a bunch of them. I'm going to watch all of them. Maybe some about Jeff Bezos or something. Those big entrepreneurs that made, like they move mountains. Gonna listen to their thoughts and their biographies. That's the next thing to obsess over. But I only figured that out by thinking about it. Like, oh, what's the highest leverage? I can listen to rap music about guns and naked chicks and getting moolah. But that's not gonna bring me there. So change your strategy and get quicker to your goals. That's it. Goodbye.